Today, there are very important updates to the Ukrainian-Russian war. As of now, the Ukrainian Armed Forces are planning to capture more than half of the Kursk region of the Russian Federation and establish their troops there. As of today, the Ukrainian Armed Forces have already broken through one section of the front line on the border in the Kursk region. Over the past day, the missile troops and artillery of the defense forces hit 12 areas of concentration of enemy personnel, 2 air defense systems, 5 artillery systems, 1 UAV control center, and 2 radar stations of the Russian occupiers. The breakthrough was carried out by units of the 95th Separate Airborne Assault Brigade of the Polissya Airborne Assault Troops. All this is being done so that the Ukrainian Armed Forces can take strategically important positions and open the way for further offensive. In addition, establishing control over part of the Kursk region will allow the Ukrainian Armed Forces to complicate logistics and weaken the pressure of Russian troops on the regions of Ukrainian territory that Russian troops are trying to capture, which could change the course of hostilities. However, to achieve such goals, it is necessary to provide sufficient resources and personnel, as well as to take into account a possible response from Russian forces that may try to counterattack. Also, the capture of Kursk region will help the Ukrainian Armed Forces to launch their drones and long-range missiles even further. For example, recent launches of drones by Ukrainian troops were able to destroy 2 of the largest ammunition depots of the Russian Federation in Toropets and in the village of Occupiers. This operation to destroy the munitions depots will reduce the intensity of Russian attacks on Ukraine. These 2 warehouses had enough weapons for at least 6 months of war. At the same time, if Ukrainian troops manage to gain a foothold in the Kursk region, they will be able to destroy the warehouses in the Moscow region. In addition, the longer Ukrainian troops stay in the Kursk region of the Russian Federation, the more pressure will be exerted on Russian Commander-in-Chief Vladimir Putin by the public. There is a saying, "In order for you to have a desire for peace, you must first lose the ability to continue the war." Dissatisfaction with Putin is growing among Russians. The Kremlin considers it necessary to recognize that public discontent has increased since the start of the armed forces operation in Kursk region. Russian state agencies conducting public opinion polls recognize a surge in dissatisfaction with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin among Russians. This is stated in a report by the Institute for War Studies. If we take Ukraine as an axiom in the context of the duration of this war, it becomes clear that there is no real platform for negotiations between Russia and Ukraine in the coming years. Therefore, instead of having illusions about the possibility of peace, we should focus on destroying Russia's military potential, transferring hostilities to Russia's territory, and creating crisis situations in the country itself. Destroying Russia's military arsenal is becoming a key task, as political crises in Russia can drag on for decades, but military arsenals can disappear much sooner. Such a disappearance of weapons could force Vladimir Putin or his successor to consider ending or suspending the conflict with Ukraine, even if Russia's political goals of integrating Ukrainian lands into Russian territory remain unchanged. The support of allies, including military assistance, is extremely important for Ukraine in countering aggression. The latest weapons provided by the allies not only increase the country's defense capabilities, but also strengthen the deterrent effect against Russia's aggressive actions. High-precision weapons, anti-tank and anti-aircraft systems, as well as modern communication and intelligence systems give the armed forces of Ukraine a significant advantage on the battlefield. In addition, it also demonstrates international solidarity and support for Ukraine in its struggle for independence and territorial integrity. Political, economic, and humanitarian assistance is also important, as it helps to maintain the country's resilience in times of war. Therefore, expanding cooperation with international partners and deepening strategic alliances remain a priority for Ukraine. Thank you, friends. That's all for now. Subscribe to the channel to keep up with the latest developments. This video was prepared by Hustler. See you soon.